Welcome students. In this presentation, we are focusing on understanding buying-seller relationship, e-commerce and supply chain management. Buyer-seller relationship starting with uncertainty situations faced by the buyers, that is need uncertainty, market uncertainty and transactional uncertainty. Buyer-seller relationship evolves across 5 stages: pre-relationship stage, exploratory stage, development stage, stable stage and final stage. The main need for buyer-seller relationship occurs because of the distance between the buyer and the seller, which leads to several conflicts. And these conflicts can be resolved through persuasion, compromise, negotiation and bargaining. Hence, buyer-seller relationship in business marketing is very important. Buyer-seller relationship can be a short-term relationship or it can be maintained for a long duration. Sales representative is a salesperson or an agent authorized to solicit business for a firm and compensated usually through a commission or a salary or a combination of both. The existence of sales representatives is very much required for the existence of any business entity, especially under B2B marketing strategies. The functions of sales representatives are: he has to visit the clients and demonstrate the uses of products and samples, arrange a scheduled visits of major potential buyers by the contacting people, develop and update knowledge of their own products, quote and negotiate the prices and credit terms, prepare contracts and reorder the orders, work on telemarketing campaigning, plan and work towards meeting sales targets and budgets, use e-business technology for enhancement of his contacts and enhancement of business relations. Sales representatives are specialized in certain areas like building, plumbing supplies, business services, chemical products, insurance services, motor vehicle parts, personal and household goods, pharmaceutical products, sales demonstrators. Buyer's perception or customer's perception on these sales representatives are very crucial. There are a set of buyers who think that it is a stereotype sales representatives who normally will be considered and recognized as very talkative and easygoing, optimistic or competitive, sometimes even manipulative. The perception of buyers on the sales representatives will definitely make a lot of difference in buying and selling. The second set of perception is about the reputation of the company. If the buyers have a good opinion about the company, no matter who will be the sales representative, what kind of characteristics he has, buyers will go by brand image of the company. And sometimes it will be reverse. Sales representatives will be more popular than the company for which they are working. Sometimes the buyers will leave that branded company because that sales representative would have joined some other new company. He would have changed his job profile by changing into another company. So there are all such possibilities based on the perceptions of buyers. The sales representative's roles becomes very important in industrial marketing. The style and content of buyer-seller communication are determined by the personal, organizational and product-related factors. There are 5-dimensional utility space which the buyer desires and the seller offers. First one, functional utility. It represents the product's utility which is strictly limited to its performance and which defines the purpose for which its existence and classification as a type of good or service. Functional utility associated with an instant breakfast can be described as in terms of taste, convenience, nutrition, etc. Similarly, functional utility associated with a passenger car train can be defined in terms of mileage, blowout protection, traction, handling and ride. Second utility is social organizational utility. Due to consistent identification with selective set of socio-economic, demographic, organizational types. Such identification with selective cross-sections of household tends to impute certain utilities and disutilities in the product or service, producing stereotype or imaginary situation. Third one is situational utility. It represents a product's utility which is derived from existence of a set of situations or circumstances. The product or service has no intrinsic or independent utility and will not be offered or bought without the presence of circumstances which creates its needs. Fourth one is emotional utility. Sometimes a product or a service evokes strong emotional feelings such as respect, anger, fear, love, hate, due to its association with some other objects, events, individuals or organizations. The strong emotive feelings are therefore generalized to the product or the service, resulting in a different type of utility. And the fifth one is curiosity utility. Often its presence in both household and organizational products and services is related to novelty, curiosity, exploratory needs among individuals. Based on the assumptions, man constantly seeks out new, different things due to either sensations with existing behavior or due to boredom inherent in highly repetitive tasks. Certain new products or services acquire additional utilities which are not intrinsic to their performance. So these are some of the interactions that normally takes place between the buyer and the seller. Buyer-seller relationship styles are mainly of three categories. Few styles will be based on task and interaction-oriented styles, or sometimes it will be a self-oriented styles. There are few factors which determines the buyer-seller relationship. Personal factors like demographics, socio-economic, living styles, expectations and performance of specific roles by the seller or by the buyer will influence their relationship. There are organizational factors like objectives, goals of the organization, styles and the structure, which also influences the buyer and seller relationship. There are products with specific factors. It can be based on the purpose for which you are using that product or the service, purpose for which you are generating, identifying the need for products or need for the service between the buyer and the seller. Negotiation is a strategic discussion that resolves an issue in a way that both the parties can find it acceptable. And how to negotiate a sales is an important task and very challenging. Keen to do the deal but not the desperate. Clarify the objectives for which the sales representative is meeting the buyer. Find the customer needs, find out his requirements, research on his or her position. What benefits it it offers to the customer, it should be very clear. Identify the strengths and weaknesses in the deal. Decide what could be negotiable, discounts or any offers. Clarify your terms and conditions with the buyers. Pitch your opening price at high. Whenever we go for negotiations between the buyer and the seller, reciprocation is very important. Reciprocation from the seller as well as from the buyers. If there is no proper reciprocation, then the negotiation of the deal for sale could not be effected. This is the service provided to the customers before, during and after purchasing the goods or using the goods and services. Why the customer services is very important. Customer is considered as a king of the market, and customers are significant to an organizational growth. It functions in identification of good or bad company. A good customer service from a company acts as a publicity. It also helps in prevention, or it can solve potential complaints of customers. Important characteristics of a good customer service are listening skills. A customer service representative must be able to listen to the needs of the customers. They take notes and summarize the customer's words back to them to ensure understanding. Asking skills. Those in customer service know that asking a right question can yield the answers that are necessary to solve the problem or address the issue. So quality questions help to uncover the actual needs, goals, objectives and concerns of the customers. Responsible. To work in customer service, responsibility is very important. Responsibility is two-sided, as it covers the agent's responsibility in attendance, service, loyalty, attitude. It also covers the ability of an agent to take the responsibility for mistakes and results, to know that their own actions determine the results in customer situations. Responsiveness. Each need, question or concern is addressed in quality customer service. Bypassing a question because the answer is not known can leave a customer feeling ignored. Many service-related inquiries are multifaceted, so that it is important to fully respond to one inquiry before moving on to the another. And fifth skills required is knowledgeable. Customer service agent should be completely knowledgeable in the department or product or the service for which they are responsible. Along with this knowledge comes confidence, which leads to customer satisfaction. Complete. A customer service representative should work through a situation to its completion. Instead of being quick to hands off the problem, hesitant in working through a customer's needs, the agent should be thorough and work through each situation step by step until it is resolved. Timely. Customer service is at its best when it is prompt. Allowing a customer to sit on hold or wait in the store for an available representative is unacceptable. The timely response to a request, question, concern, problem is the first step to a solution. Accurate. Any information relayed from a customer service representative to a customer must be 100% accurate. Whether it is instructions on assembly, performance, information on warranties, everything must be factual and accurate. Customer relationship management is about acquiring, developing, retaining satisfied, loyal customers, achieving profitable growth, and creating economic value in a company's brand. According to Paul Greenberg, customer relationship management is a philosophy and a business strategy which is supported by a system and a technology designed to improve the human interactions in a business environment. The main objectives of customer relationship management is to simplify marketing and sales process, to make call centers more efficient, to provide better customer services, to discover new customers and increase the customer's revenue, to cross-sell products more effectively. Benefits of customer relationship management. It enhances the value to both the customer and the company. It achieves the balance between organizations' investments and customer satisfaction. It enables company for more effective marketing, create intelligence opportunities for cross-selling. Companies are able to unlock the potential of their customers' base and maximize the contribution to their business. It reduces the cost of customer acquisitions. It gives established players the ability to reach a new market, increased market share, revenue and profit margins. I request the students to read this case study on Tesco, a very big retailing company in United Kingdom. Company's growth and its numerous customer service efforts are discussed in this case study. And I request the students to think what kind of practices, customer relationship management practices can be adopted in Indian market, and prepare a suitable CRM plan for Indian business marketing. E-commerce or electronic commerce is the use of electronic communications and digital information processing technology in business transactions to create, transform and redefine relationships for value creation between and among organizations and between organizations and individuals. According to a top international journal of electronic commerce, editor-in-chief says that electronic commerce is sharing business information, maintaining business relationships, conducting business transactions by means of telecommunication networks. E-commerce is a quite young sector with resulting challenges. Development in different parts of the world may be quite different. The necessary common practices are not at all there. Developing countries stand to benefit, but large parts of the world still seem hopelessly left out. These are following challenges that e-commerce faces. Cultural issues. Automated business processes require a cultural change in the way the business is conducted and the services offered. People typically resist for change, especially if they are not sure about the outcomes. There is a lack of trust and unknown sellers hinder buying process. People do not yet sufficiently trust paperless, faceless transactions, and some like to feel and touch the products. Outdated legacy system is another challenge. Outdated systems are often proved to be a barrier to implementing e-commerce, even where an enterprise itself is willing to make the change. The necessary modifications to the system would be too costly and take a long time. This has inhibited the transition to advanced technologies. High cost. Especially for small medium enterprises, cost of automating business operations as well as cost to a new mindset is perceived to be high. Investing in latest system and hiring highly skilled personnel, analysts, researchers, business experts is too expensive for them. Technological issues. E-commerce technology is still developing very fast, and that creates, besides possibilities, a lot of challenges. There are too many standards, universally accepted standards, or too few. Application development tools are still evolving, and there are difficulties in integrating the internet and e-commerce software with existing applications and database. And finally, financial issues. There are also financial issues. It may still be difficult to obtain venture capital due to so many dot-com failures. There are also many free services on the net that in many cases it is challenging to design a profitable business model. People are not used to pay for those services. E-commerce and e-business are not solely the internet, websites or dot-com companies. It is about a new business concept that incorporates all previous business management and economic concepts. These are some of the elements which supports and which is needed for e-commerce business to survive in the market. One is telemarketing and TV selling concepts. Computer science background should be like web-based technology should be strong. Online banking or any other modes of payment gateways has to be made open. Local global economies are affected, so the economic implications has to be tackled. Production and operations management by reducing the time for processing orders and quick services. Management information system should be strong through your analysis, design and implementation of business strategies. Human resource management, online recruitment, home working, business law and ethics, issues of copyrights, privacy and customer information, safety, security. These are some of the challenges which has to be tackled for e-commerce marketing. Following are the principles of e-commerce. Sell everywhere, be seen and be shopped. Customer expectations, how and when they buy the products have changed substantially over the past few years. Multi-channel selling was once limited to managing direct sales, a call center, a website, possibly a partner channel. With e-commerce, this has been expanded and refined to include various online channels. Second principle is long tail, target niche marketing. E-tailer who can connect with niche markets and provide a better online experience or capitalizing on newfound fund revenues. In the past, obvious strategy was to find the bulk of the market and then mass market to them. The third one is decentralized content generation. Buyers were once along for the ride of e-commerce process. Now they are in the driver's seat. Content buyers create through forums such as product reviews, blogs, and social network influencers. Other buyers as much more than any promotions. Fourth one is personalized shopping. Make it fun to shop and easy to buy. Shopping has long been considered a recreational activity by many people. Shopping online is no exception. Mashups, integrate and collaborate. Integration is nothing new, but what is new is how dynamically these integrations needs to be initiated, modified and used. E-commerce environment is built upon many interrelated systems, processes that require information to be changed dynamically. The last principle is data is the king. Gone are the days of looking at purely operational reports. Seeing how many listings you have in a marketplace is fine, but it does not tell you how you compare the other e-tailers. What your performance is like over time, what other channels may be more profitable. E-commerce is about collecting and managing data from all online channels to enable better business decisions. Discovering product opportunities relies on being able to define business objectives carefully, identify related key performance indicators, and receive continual data to act on it. Following are the types of e-commerces. B2B, business to business, B2C, business to consumer, B2G, business to government, C2C, consumer to consumer, and mobile commerce. Stages of e-commerce. To overcome geographical limitations, gain new customers with search engine visibility, low cost, advertising and marketing becomes easy, personal real estate, locate the product quicker, eliminate travel time and cost, provide comparison shopping, enable deals, bargains, coupons and group buying, provide abundant information, create targeted communication, remain open all the time, create markets for niche products. Following are the disadvantages of e-commerce. E-commerce lacks the personal touch. E-commerce delays the goods. Many goods cannot be purchased online. E-commerce does not allow you to experience the product before purchase. Anyone can set up an e-commerce website, and the security of data about the customer details, about the customer satisfaction is a threat. Supply chain management is a next important concept. Supply chain management refers to management of material and the information flow in a supply chain to provide the highest degree of customer satisfaction at the lowest possible cost. These are the components of supply chain management. Plan. This is the strategic portion of supply chain management where the company needs a strategy for managing all the resources that go towards meeting customer demands for their product or service. A big piece of supply chain management planning is developing a set of metrics to monitor the supply chain so that it is efficient, costless, and delivers high quality and value to customers. Source. Company must choose a supplier to deliver the goods and services they need to create their product. Therefore, supply chain managers must develop a set of pricing, delivery, and payment processes with suppliers and create metrics for monitoring and improving the relationships. The third component is make. This is a manufacturing step. Supply chain managers schedule the activities necessary for production, testing, packaging, and preparation for delivery. This is the most metric-intensive portion of supply chain, one where companies are able to measure quality levels, production output, and worker productivity. The fourth component is deliver. This is the part that many SCM, that is supply chain management insiders, refers as logistics, where companies coordinate the receipt of orders from customers, develop a network of warehouses, pick carriers to get products to customers, and set up an invoicing system to receive payments. And the fifth component is return. This can be a problematic part of the supply chain for many companies. Supply chain planners have to create a responsive and flexible network for receiving defective and excess products back from their customers and supporting customers who have problems with delivered products. Following are the principles of supply chain management. Segment customers based on service needs. customize the SCM network, listen to signals of market demand and plan accordingly, differentiate product closer to the customers, strategically manage the sources of supply, develop a supply chain-wide technology strategy, adopt channel spanning performance measures. What are the benefits of supply chain management? Profitable growth, working capital reduction, fixed capital efficiency, global tax minimization, and cost minimization are some of the benefits that the companies will get. Logistics is another important concept when it comes to supply chain management. Logistics is the management of flow of goods between the point of origin and to the point of use in order to meet the requirements of customers or corporations. Logistics is a channel of supply chain which adds value of time and place utility. There are two types of logistics: inbound logistics and outbound logistics. Inbound logistics are concerned with efficient acquisition, delivery, control and application, and all inputs finished or semi-finished goods and services. Outbound logistics are concerned with physical distribution of products, services, and information from the firm to the customers through a defined network of transportation links. Based on the services performed by logistics, one can even distinguish the main fields of it as procurement logistics, production logistics, distribution logistics, and disposal logistics. Major activities of logistics are involved: transportation, cost, dependability, reach of mode, transit loss, and damage, or it can be the speed at which the firm is able to reach the market. Warehousing logistics is number of warehouses and their location, cost of distribution, level of customer service required, and technology to be deployed, that is automated. Wholesaling, all activities involved in selling goods and services to the resellers or business houses. Hope all of you have understood the supply chain management, logistics, and e-commerce concepts. Thank you all.